Hello out there, my name is Felix Okeke. I am your marriage counselor and coach. There is something I want to discuss today on Marriage Without Tears channel, and I want you to listen to us. Seriously speaking, listen, because this is going to be an eye-opener. Why is it that so many young ladies in their 20s, early 20s, and even mid-20s find it easy to fall in love with married men? Men in their 40s and 50s and even 60s. What is the attraction? I want us to look at this subject critically. Or haven't you discovered over a period of time that so many of these young people, instead of looking for people within their age bracket, they find themselves in amorous relationships with men who are old enough to be their fathers? What is the attraction? That is what we want to look at today. Why is this so? Before you keep on watching, I just want you to take a look at the red button by my side. Click on it, get subscribed, and be part of this awesome channel. This is where we teach married couples and engaged couples the nitty-gritty, how to actually prosper in their marriage and family life. So click this red button and get subscribed, become part of this family. Now, why is this so? Why are they finding it easier to be in a relationship with men who are old enough to be their fathers? Why is this so? Number one, emotional balance. When you find a woman in her early years being in love with a man in his late years, look at them critically. You discover that possibly there's this erroneous belief that men who are married have a better understanding of how to treat a woman. They have a better understanding of how to keep a woman. They have a better understanding of what to do in order to make a woman happy. I discover really that people who are young in their marriages, especially when they are within the same age bracket, they look at love as a give and take thing. But if you have been married for over a long period of time, you discover that love is not just about giving and taking. Love is giving and never tired of giving. That is what love is all about. You know, a long time experience in marriage will teach you some of these things, so that when you find yourself in a relationship with somebody far younger, that is what that person is looking up to. That person is so much discouraged about what she's getting from people of her age bracket. Now she finds somebody who is able to look at love from the perspective of giving and ensuring that she is satisfied. That is one of the reasons. Emotional balance. People who are older in age bring emotional balance to that kind of relationship more than people of a far younger age. You also discover that in a youthful moment, in a youthful experience and all that, most people don't actually understand what the relationship is all about. It's always a trial and error. But when one has been in a relationship for a very long time, there is a tendency for you to know how to apply certain dynamics to your advantage. That is why women normally for people of far older age. That's number one. The second one is financial stability. When one has been there for a very long time, possibly married, you discover that people in their marital years, if they are prudent in their finances, have gone ahead to achieve so much in their career. They have been elevated in certain positions of authority. They can now, they are more able to gather more in terms of resources, financial resources. And for a woman who is struggling in her finances, such a man is an obvious attraction. So that is one of the reasons. The young woman sees that man more like either her meal ticket or at least somebody who can mentor her to become better and greater in life. So there's a tendency for that younger person to warm up to that bigger person and see that person more as a role model and as a motivator for, in the area of her career advancement and the rest of them. That is one of the reasons why younger people fall in love with older people, even though they are married. Then, of course, the third one is lack of fulfillment in the area of, other relationship. Possibly the young woman has been having, relationships with people of her age, and there is this emptiness, there is this void, there is this lack of adventure, there is this lack of fulfillment, there is something lacking in that relationship, and somehow she sees that in the life of of a married person. A married person at this time who is successful is more adventurous, is more inspiring, is more of a goal-getter. The young person sees that in the life of the married person, and she does not actually mind whether the person is married or not, as long as he brings in that adventurous spirit which the single people don't normally have most of the time. And this is what can cause a young girl to warm up to somebody who is already in marriage, not minding her married or his marital status. This is one of the reasons. And as we go to number 4, I will give you about 8 of them really. When I look at number 4 really, I will talk in terms of what I may call power dynamics. You know, an older person who is already married, like I said earlier, has attained a certain level of position in, you know, in his workplace or in a place of his assignment. He has attained a certain level of position. He rules over men. He has a lot of people under him. So many young ladies like to stick with that person because it gives them a certain level of control. To see that same man who is a terror unto others being controlled by them, you know, being manipulated by them, being told what to do, and he does it with joy, it gives some of them a certain level of excitement. They love that. They love to know that after all is said and done, as big and as terrible as that army general may be, as big, as tough as that senator may be, but he answers yes to me. You know, that's what I call is a power play really. And a whole lot of people, especially young people, they like to know that they are the one who can tell the governor what to do. They are the one who can tell so and so general manager what to do. They are the one who can determine what happens in so and so place by their power in them, by what they have, what they are bringing into the table, into the relationship. So this is one of the reasons, power dynamics really. And of course, number five, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. It can be occasioned by the fact that possibly the young lady is not admiring herself, does not see anything good in herself. Possibly she doesn't feel beautiful, she does not feel enticing enough, or because of that, many people her age does not actually look towards her. So she finds solace in the arms of an older person who may just warm up to her and encourage her to become the best she can be. You know, try to hype her, try to make her understand that there is a beauty that is on the inside. Because a lot of young people her age may be looking at beauty from the outside, but this older person will like to look at the internal, the personality, and be able to hype that personality, increase her value through words, through all manner of gifts and all manner of attention. So because of that, this young lady may warm up to an older person who builds up her self-esteem. Is very, very important. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so immediately. There's a red button by my side. Click on it and get subscribed as we go on to the 7th one, I believe. Number 7th one really is what I may also term emotional baggage. A lot of young people having relationships with people of their, of their age bracket have been hurt several times. I know of a young woman who have been hurt by all manner of men. She goes into the relationship with all joy, with all expectation, positive expectation really. But before you know it, she ditched. And she grows over it for a period of time, gets hooked up again, and gets embarrassed again, gets hurt again. And this kind of thing has repeated itself several times over. Now she's no longer sure of every step. There's a lot of hurt on the inside. And if a man comes around who is married, but he has the right words, he has the right attention, is able to draw her out of that emotional baggage, there's a tendency that that young lady will fall head over heels in love with that man. It does not really matter whether the man is married or not. These are some of the reasons why you find young people, very young people, in love or in relationships with members of the opposite sex, even though they are married. At that point, all she wants to know is that there's somebody around her who will help to build her up emotionally, so that she forgets all the hurts and all the past negative experiences she have had over the years in the hands of men. These are what makes these young people, go for elderly people. Like I said, I will give us 8 reasons. There are a lot of people who love relationships that are shrouded in secrecy. It gives them a lot of fire. It creates tension, positive tension in them. It creates a kind of excitement when they have to check out to a secret hotel or a secret rendezvous somewhere and have a good time, and they take the man to Dubai, do shopping, find themselves in Las Palmas, do all manner of things, get themselves roll coaster throughout the whole world, doing all manner of things. And then to them, it does not really matter whether the man is married or not, as long as that man can provide that that stream of excitement, that joy, momentary as it may be. Like I told us earlier, I am not actually looking at the negative or the positive aspect of this. We are looking at the reasons why these things happen. So if you have an older person who brings such excitement to the table, especially when it is shrouded in secrecy, there are a lot of young women out there that it gives a lot of joy to enter and to experience that kind of passion. Take them to the beach in Miami, come out and then head to Florida, do a whole lot of things. Miami, Florida, do a whole lot of things, and then before you know it, they are all over. They don't mind. They don't mind whether take them to shopping in Dubai. Finish with that. Come down to Nigeria. Do a whole lot. That's what they desire. It's like I want to live my life while I'm still young. If the man is married, let the man take care of his own end. I will take care of mine. There are people who see relationship from that perspective. And I find that these are some of the reasons. I've just given us 8 reasons why women indulge in these things. And I believe that it has opened your eyes wide to some of these. Next week, really, I want us to look at the negative implications of these things. I don't want to make this very video to become very long indeed. I would like us to look at the negative implications of some of the things I have said next week, so that as individuals in marriage or outside marriage, whether you are a single trying to get involved with a married person, or you are a married person trying to get involved with a very young lady, you should know the negative implications of these things and then know how to avoid them, so that infidelity will not become part of your own testimony. I thank God for giving you time to listen to this edition, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Before you check out, look at this red button once again, get subscribed, and let's do this again. And if there are areas or comments you want to make, please, there's a comment section below. Just give your comments. It will be my pleasure to hear from you. And let's do this together next